So we are ready.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are here to reconvene and resume the special commission meeting that we had, that we started Monday night. Special commission meeting is scheduled for Monday, September 28th, 2015 at 8 p.m. at the Commission Chambers, 500 Southwest 109th Avenue. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Clerk will note the absence of Mayor Lopez and Commissioner Bergignan.
Let's stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's pray. Dear Lord and Celestial Father, we thank you for the fact to be called your children. Thank you for your love, your mercy, your protection, especially during these times in which all over the world we have terrorism and we have evil trying to destroy the good. Tonight we ask you for your blessing, your guidance, and we ask you your protection to those that are risking their life in other countries as well as in our country to keep us enjoying the liberty and the freedom that we enjoy. Thank you for all your blessings. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Okay, we have item 4, some public comments. If there is anyone in the audience that wants to express any concerns about this special commission meeting, please can come forward. No one is coming forward for any public comments. Public comments are closed, and we move to a resolution of the mayor and commission of the city of Sweetwater. Excuse me.
I believe that the only item that
yes, we went
remains
over
is the work on,
The
on changes to the budget.
What about the consideration of the mayor vetoes to resolution?
That's for Monday.
40.
That's for
Monday.
next Monday.
We're looking for the Monday agenda.
Well, this is the Monday's agenda?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I opened the envelope. They were both of them were side by side. I'm sorry. I apologize to the audience and to my colleagues. I have both, right on top of my desk at home, and I just picked up the right one, the wrong one. Okay. Commissioner, you have any comment for the?
I don't have any comments.
Commissioner? So you
I have a question. sir.
go ahead.
Okay. You might be able to answer my question, sir. There's some item here that, let me get it first.
Excuse me, Ricardo, I don't have a copy of the emails that.
Okay, let me start, if I may, Mr. President. Good evening, commissioners and ladies and gentlemen. This Commissioner Barreto was the miscellaneous expenses, one
Read this.
of the
Yeah, that I
three.
have.
You have this?
That I have, yes.
Okay. Would you-
But the other
Okay.
member doesn't have.
Okay.
Thank you.
At the last meeting, Commissioner Barreto requested to a breakdown of the categories under line item 43, page 11 of the 15-16.
Yeah, for that
budget.
one, I don't have any numbers.
Okay.
Okay?
In addition to that, Commissioner Daniel asked, the staff is making copies right now, putting the numbers on
Mine,
your other request. Okay?
That's for the camera.
These are the the camera information that you asked. Should I keep a copy for myself? Okay? Commissioner? Mr. President? Chairman, Okay. In addition to that, this next handout is illustrating all of the commission amendments in terms of additions and reductions to the budget, and we use the same sequence by resolution.
From last Monday?
Yes, from the,
Okay.
to illustrate and to make things more effective and easier for
Absolutely.
this meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, that's
Okay.
the spreadsheet that you told me.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is everything that was discussed by the commission and approved in terms of budget amendments,
So this number here,
with the addition. I'll go
Okay.
over that with you. We start
Okay,
on the left-hand side, okay? You can see all of the budget additions that were made during the last commission meeting, including all of the people that had been laid off since, after checking with the city clerk, the mayor's veto was overridden, which means that these people,
are coming back.
and we had to do the numbers therefore, okay? Because of the veto override, we had to
Absolutely.
include this, and we put everything into context for you, just in sequence with the resolution, okay? On
Mr.
the-
Mendez, I'm sorry that I interject.
Yes,
This contemplates the non-budgeted positions that we asked to be eliminated as
has
well?
everything, sir.
Okay.
On the right hand, to answer your question directly, where you see budget reductions, when you look at this spreadsheet, you must think in terms of impact to the city's budget. On the left side are the additions. Okay, on the right hand side, you have the reductions.
Yes.
We further broke it into executive, administration, and law enforcement, and you can also see all of the position numbers, you know, just like you requested and Commissioner Berginian had requested. On the left-hand side, it is important, if you look at the very bottom, when you you see total expenses, we're talking $2,007,043. On the right-hand side, at the bottom of the reductions, you see $743,308. Therefore, we have a budget deficit
1.2.
of 1.2 million that we need to work with. I'd like to thank the staff who went through a lot of hard work and effort to put all of this information together.
I want to thank you for having this so detailed and the way that the commission requested, Mr. Mendez. So going back to this other email in about
Okay, let me
page 11.
Yes, sir. Let me start with the one in regards to miscellaneous expenses as requested by Commissioner Barreto. That line item 43 on page 11 on the budget before you, that has a budgeted or a proposed budget amount of $18,893 includes the following. Per diem, based on my research, it covers the city clerk, the HR manager, required classes, and other administration officials that must travel on city business. It also covers parking fees used by administration whenever required. It also covers truck rental. I believe this truck is used by social services for food distribution. And it also includes the mayor's office, which historically is used for business lunches, car wash, funeral flowers, expenses when required, and also the petty cash account.
I got two questions. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, you have the floor, Commissioner.
yeah, I ask her.
had two questions in this specific details about this line item.
Mhm.
Truck rental used by social services for food distribution.
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
I hear some, I'm sorry, I hear Carolina.
Who's using that truck rental?
Uh,
And why is in the budget for administration and not for social services?
eh,
Why is not in the senior center instead of administration?
I will.
What is the reason that we have a truck rental for social service, food distribution? That we don't know. I don't know if somebody else knows in this board.
To add to that, Ricardo, I think that give a general miscellaneous expenses without calculating what each of those expenses,
We can provide you the breakdown.
absolutely I want that.
Okay.
Because we never had any rental for social, when is it, social services for food distribution?
Yes,
And I have another question also.
yes, ma'am.
We had rentals.
Mr. President, yes, I believe that every time that there is the farm share food distribution, that
No, but we caught that, and Alan was taking care of that problem with the city cars.
there were when the food was going to be picked up at their side, I believe that's when. And I'm just going by what I recall.
I want to go over that because for the last few months, I said for the last year, most likely, Alan was going with the pickup trucks and picking up those pallets of food for the. You can ask Alan tomorrow.
Remember from.
We can have a discretionary, just in case we don't have that particular day is broken or something, but not to raise those miscellaneous expenses to almost $19,000.
And also in that list, how many times the city clerk and an HR manager require classes? How
This
many
year,
times in a year?
this year, I used to use my city clerk expense account to go to my conferences.
Exactly.
So we
So we cut it out. The only thing that I asked for, which evidently they must have put there, is that I want to send one of my other clerks to the business license certification course.
So how many times they need or require?
No, but
No, she's going to be going for 4 or 5 days, but that's it.
That's it, okay,
And then she will go every 3 years for recertification.
okay. Well, that's another thing. And the mayor's office, car wash, I don't know.
I never pay
Funeral flowers.
car wash with.
Funeral flowers, we have everybody in expense account, like the commissioner account, expense. Probably he has an account for that too. So that
To
is
the
a
chair,
question
to the
mark.
chair. No
I
es
don't know.
cuando
¿Eh?
alguien de la ciudad, un ex mayor of family members, I know they send them to the funeral flowers.
Yeah, but who wash your car, you or the city? Because it says,
No, I said
car
flowers.
wash, that's another thing,
No.
To me, I don't know about the other members, I would like to
I-
reduce that amount of money.
They cut him off.
I think that we have to be mindful at this point and really, if nothing, if the expenses are needed, but we want to see the breakdown.
We sat down.
Doesn't have to be because, let's say that we need to rent a truck once in a while, but not to include a monthly rental for that particular item every month. Yeah, and I think that the Madam Clerk, the clerk should have that in her
An account.
line item in her accounts.
I will have that information for you tomorrow, Mr. President. Again, we sat down with all of the different directors. We have a new format when we implemented the new accounting system and the logos. So it's been segregated, some of the accounts, to the best of our ability and knowledge. We projected with the directors those numbers.
But do you understand, Ricardo?
Yes,
And I
I
know that
understand.
sometimes it's gonna be impossible to itemize every single expenditure, but at least on the side, for these questions, we have to have an answer
Completely
before the
to-
public.
And tomorrow you'll have a breakdown, just like I have the one for you, and I have the other one for you as well, Commissioner Barreto. This is the breakdown
And I know that the mayor's office, once in a while, they have to, people visit the city, the mayor have to go and invite them for lunch.
Okay.
But I would like to see what are those
No problem.
expenditures.
We will have that information for you. We will email it to you, just like we did today to Mr. Suarez, Commissioner Barreto, and
Okay, my last question, petty
Yes, ma'am.
cash, who used that money?
Petty cash?
yes, I let the
Petty
former
cash,
mayor answer the
Petty
question.
cash, no, I want you to answer, you're the finance director.
Who need cash in the city, like, in this specific?
Petty cash,
I know what's petty cash, but who?
yeah,
is
the
person?
office of the mayor always had the discretion to have $100 a month, it was what we had.
Yes,
For, you buy sugar sometimes in an emergency, or you have another elected official and you order a café con leche
these are
or
needed
any
miscellaneous expenses,
miscellaneous.
contingencies, you know, they are based on need.
Okay, but anyway, I propose to reduce that amount of money. How about 16,000?
Mr. President,
My advice to the commission is that it is better to see the itemized expenditures
Yes.
before us so that we can make a well-informed decision on
Thank you,
on
Mr.
what to add or
President,
what
because
to
I
take.
believe we're very tight as it is right now. I will send you that breakdown tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And you'll have everything you need.
Okay.
And I will also add some of the uses and why is that money required to help you make an informed decision.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have a big question.
Okay,
May I
okay,
answer?
I want the commission to realize this and be mindful about this. You must ask for the floor and you must wait for the president
Okay, I'm sorry,
to
I apologize, it's like I've been waiting.
concede you the floor. Go
may I,
ahead,
President, I have a question to the director.
go ahead, Commissioner Duaz.
I need money. How many money for red light camera? How many pay for the ATS, for the city, pay all expenses, offices, pass it the rain, I need for money. I have, for your office, I have this, but it's different. To
Okay.
having this.
Uh,
Big different.
Okay, for tonight,
No.
Commissioner Duaz, I understand, we'll sit down, we'll give you everything, just like we did the last time. But for tonight, this will help you understand a little bit more. I have provided this in response to a request by Commissioner Idania Llanos, and she asked me to copy the president.
And I asked for that
and
too.
copy Mr. Suarez. So if you wanna go over this, if you have a copy of this handout,
This is your office, a
Do you
big
have an
different.
extra copy of that? I didn't get that one.
it's, yes, right here.
Thank you.
If you see, hold on, hold on.
No, you have time. For me, give me Monday. Monday.
Hold on. Talking about,
I'm gonna pay this city, ATS.
okay, do you have a copy of the red light cameras email?
I have it, it's mine.
Okay,
This your office.
right, but did I provide you with a copy of the red light camera?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I wonder if I could borrow one, because I ran out. What about you?
Is money big difference? What you say?
This was, again, a request by Commissioner Idania Janio.
I don't have anything regarding the red light cameras.
Perhaps, if I could just borrow your copy for a second,
Yeah,
the red light camera?
this one.
Okay. No,
No?
No, we don't
No.
have, there's nothing for the right now.
nothing,
No,
okay.
yeah, he didn't hand us anything.
Yeah, we don't have.
No, we don't have, okay. Cool. What you have before you is another email in response to Commissioner Suarez' request.
Yes.
And I believe if you see the numbers in there, if you have any additional questions,
Yes, I'd like
Okay.
to talk about that through the mayor,
the chair.
Okay,
we want to establish this. Last night, Commissioner Bergignan stated all his observations and issues. Then Commissioner Barreto stated there were some questions that were pending that you're presenting now. And then Commissioner Duazo was next. And then we are going from one commissioner to the other. I would like for better develop.
I was next last time too.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, sir.
No, you stop here. You just stop your, okay.
No, because Duazo had the floor, asked for the floor, and then Commissioner Yanio asked for the floor, and I will give you the floor as soon as possible, sir.
I wait.
I think.
Okay.
Commissioner?
Yes, I have a question. I'm pretty sure you can answer me. Maybe I'm overlooking something which I didn't understand. Okay, I had, let me look it up, in 2014, 15. That's how we make, I compare one to another. Hold on. Okay, I got it.
I don't have that one with me, so if you
Sure,
don't
sure,
mind.
sure. Yes, okay, this item, this is, half was paid and the other half because they didn't finish the term, correct?
Mhm.
So you have to add them up and it comes out to this amount.
Yes.
So that's the total amount for that position, 1415. I don't know if I'm mistaken, because, that's with benefits.
Mhm.
I was only looking at the salary.
Yes.
So this is it, right?
Mhm.
Now, my question is the same, now in 15-16, it went up to 94,500 in salary. Are we giving increases? We don't
No.
have,
Not necessarily. If you're talking about this position,
yes,
there has not been any salary increases given.
so it remains the same as
whatsoever.
2014?
Nevertheless, you have to take into account there may be an increase in the benefits, in the overall benefits, and also
The
we have
insurance made a little
UPAD
impact,
increase, a 5% UPAD increase that is
Yeah,
coming.
but this position, I don't think is UPAC.
Yes, man,
It
the civilians are, and we have to budget.
Everybody?
We have to budget for the salary increases,
The COLA.
in the future. For contract clauses that will kick in future time, we have to budget for them now, isn't it, Mr. Attorney?
I don't know specifically what positions you're referring to. If we're talking about positions that are
UPAD, for instance.
listed, for example, in the back of the collective bargaining agreement, I believe there's a list of the positions that are covered by that. If we're talking about positions,
Let's say the civilian employees, and they are, there is a contract where there is going to be an increase, then we have to budget accordingly for that increase.
for those positions, for the positions that are listed within the IUPAC contract,
Mhm.
in the collective bargaining agreement,
Yes,
the positions that it actually impacts,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
There are other positions that may not be.
If they are not, of course, we're not, but if they are, we will.
So I don't know at this point, this and another one that I found there, I don't know if that belong to the UPAC or not. Because I'm seeing
It's a
raises and I
wall-to-wall
say, how could
kind
it
of-
be?
Except for
Eh,
me.
It's a blue collar.
At the time, it was everybody except for myself and
Right.
some of the
So
directors.
it's everybody. That's
Except for
They've been traditionally interpreting that as being everybody,
It's everybody.
even though they aren't actually named in the preamble. I brought that up before and I was told I was wrong, so.
I need to know
Mr.
I have a
President.
question related to that we discussed, and
this. Okay, my question was that because I'm seeing like in 2014-15, there are people.
usually, for all the years that I've been in the city, even for participating, for employees not participating in the collective bargaining agreement, the increases of COLA were across the board. COLA is an increase of life expenses. And that is something that I want to make some corrections when my turn comes. So that might answer your
Okay.
question when
Alright.
Commissioner Suarez?
I want to talk about the conversation about one position last Monday that I and, or actually, our President DIAZ and myself asked information to the financial director. It is, I'm not supposed to mention names, so let me look at the position number. It was page 30, position number 513-535-002. This is because that's the only position on that page 30.
Yes, line 64,
Line
specific.
64. The decision last Monday was to unfund that position. And that position, the employee total compensation, total, today is $79,668. And we're gonna unfund that position, and then we have to bring somebody or an institution.
No, excuse me, Commissioner, you allow me to clarify why I requested, and I think that you requested as well, because the mayor was brought in this position pretending that he was saving money to the city. And that position of $79,668 is above $65,962.50 for fiscal year 13-14, and it was even
That's Frank's.
it's even more the difference because on this fiscal year that position was adjusted to $54,000 under my administration. So that he's adding up the two different a position and a contract that is an outside contract with IDF. IDF is not the employee that was serving the city as an IT for the last, I don't know, it was since Manny Maroño's administration they were hired here. So that's because I asked, let's see how much this position was costing us, and actually that position was costing us less than the position that the mayor brought in. But he had both, and this particular employee was not hosting the city emails and the services that were in an outside contract with another company, with IDF.
Okay, I went to finance department, and you may correct me if I am wrong, that the $65,962,
That was what was paid.
that was paid 14-15, the whole 12 months.
Absolutely.
And then when you go to the
15.
15, the following year, actually, the number I mentioned was 13-14, because that was 12 months, the whole year.
Yes.
Then now 14-15, which is the current one as we speak today, it's only like about 8 or 9 months, because the person is not here anymore. That's why it's not 65, that's why it's
Oh,
only
he's
50.
gonna-
No, the
Starting-
person is here, but he was reduced his hour of employment.
Where is he? I asked for him, and I was
Well,
told he's not here.
he comes here, I don't know how many hours, he was instructed to come X amount of hours.
He'll start again on October the 1st.
He
There are
was in
still some-
vacation for, I think,
Some
couple of weeks.
software, yeah. There's still some software that he has to help us install and bring up to speed.
That
We
was the
have-
person that revamped the entire,
The
you know,
graphics.
technology
Right.
in this city that we were
Mr. President?
trying for 1 years.
And Commissioners, if I may, if you recall, within the last couple of meetings, this commission approved webmail hosting by Google. And the reason why I'm highlighting that is simply to kind of shed some clarity, because I think that we are not necessarily looking at things that really compare to one another. IDF, for example, was providing servicing to the city,
And
IT
hosting.
services, and they were doing also the webmail hosting. Mr. Ramos had a separate function from IDF as the IT consultant, as we were deploying different platforms such as Granicus. I think at one point he was working with ProPhoenix, Logos especially. Executive. So he was our IT consultant for the deployment of all those platforms. The IT manager position, I think that was defunded, really is not equal to Mr. Ramos. It will be a subset of duties that were performed by IDF. That were performed by IDF. I believe that's what you're looking at. So that's why the comparison is kind of difficult and it's very subtle. When you look at the IT manager, you're looking in those duties, and I mean, administration can, and I want to shed some light because you just recently passed the web hosting component of what IDF costs used to be. Apart from that is the IT servicing, the service calls, that I believe is one of the primary functions of the IT manager. And the only reason why I kind of interrupted is so to bring back to shed some light as to the actual breakdown that you have before you. That is, in other words, the IT manager doesn't necessarily equate to the functions of the IT manager, as I understand them, do not equate to the functions of Mr. Ramos.
Of the
Mr. Ramos
hosting.
is IT consulting. The IT manager is one of the primary functions is the IT service, like the service calls, for example. And I know there are other ancillary.
That was under the IDF.
But that's one of the components of of the IDF portion that you see here.
IDF was doing the web hosting services,
And I-
maintenance and operations, and on-call repairs
Correct.
as well.
Correct. Mr. Ramos was simply the IT consultant working on different platforms that were being deployed by the city and are being deployed by the city.
Okay, first of all, let me clarify that I'm not talking about persons.
I understand.
I'm talking about positions. So if we unfund, like was decided Monday, the IT manager position, who is gonna do that function?
And in addition to that, if I may, Mr. President, I believe that the web hosting program that the commission approved, okay,
Email hosting, I'm sorry.
the email hosting program that was approved by the commission some time ago will also require, the IT manager to implement, whoever he or she may be.
So who is going to do the functions of the IT manager beginning October 1st?
Well, the way the budget is now, with that change, there is no one for that work.
But
Perhaps,
wasn't,
other than IDF.
Guillermo, wasn't Fran doing that as well?
Not to my knowledge.
So who was doing it?
IDF.
So, Mr. President, if
But
I may,
Excuse me, but IDF, one second, please. But IDF charged $128,000 in 13-14, and in 14-15 charged $132,000.
And that's what I was getting at. There's a multiple, there are several categories of services there that includes the email hosting that now Google is going to do.
And
It's
then-
included in that amount. I believe that it may have it even included, even purchasing of of equipment,
Well, you know
and perhaps
that.
some purchasing of software. It includes a lot of things.
All right.
I like to clarify the following, that based on the commission's will, we added this vendor, these two, and the consultant as well. Where and you can see it here on their budget additions, IT services towards the end, it is line item 46 at $176,000. It is more, it is $24,000 more, but we have reduced the amount of hours for this particular consultant in lieu of the mayor's bringing in a new IT manager as a full-time city employee.
Okay.
So
This is what I want, Ricardo, not to continue spinning on the same issue. Let's bring an itemized, in a very detailed manner, what functions are gonna be doing Google with the city, and which ones are gonna be doing, and which ones were doing the IDF, and which ones were doing the consultant that we had for the last 4 or 5 years, and which one are gonna be under the IT that we decided to remove from the budget.
Okay, Mr. President.
If there are savings, we will take an informed decision regarding to that, but we don't want to commingle, duties and responsibilities one way or the other, for the benefit of some
Mr.
particular
President,
people.
And those positions, the breakdown of those positions that the chair spell out, that they should have also the dollar value that it costs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
okay, I'll be happy to research this and provide you with the information to the best of my knowledge, but I think the
I would like
city
the
attorney
mayor to
made
be
it very
here,
clear.
because he's very well informed or knowledgeable on IT.
Right.
Like
I said, I'll do my best to
But
get you
we
this
need to know
information.
really to make a well-informed decision who to keep or who to let go.
I believe the city attorney just made a very clear explanation as to what the arrangement is. And I believe that you have the cost and the figures. But I'll research some more and I'll try to add,
What particular tasks were this IDF company doing? Email hosting. They were doing email
Yes.
hosting, right?
yes,
They were doing services as well.
yes.
Troubleshooting problems. I
All
saw them
services.
here.
Right, and
Yes.
their fee was $62.50 an hour,
$62.50
per hour.
an hour.
They would, they would charge by the quarter hour.
Okay.
If it took them 15 minutes or less, it was, quarter of that.
And again, as a response to Commissioner Suarez, according to our system, during the last fiscal year 13-14, which is where we have the complete information, we paid this vendor $128,600, and we paid the consultant $65,962 for a total of $194,000. $194,563. And we have added this to your addition on the left-hand side as the commission directed.
Okay. All right.
And we unfunded the IT manager, the proposed IT manager, for $79,000 as we were told.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ricardo. Commissioner?
That's
That
all
answer.
I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
And legislative, commissioners, I know some commissioners like me, we have social security insurance. Why wouldn't use that insurance in order to save, maybe Irania have insurance for you, yeah? I don't say only the commission, I said maybe some,
Other employees as well.
Yeah. It's 9,000 every year for each. We can save maybe 50,000.
For the sake of this, to be more effective, remember that we have
I'm
$1.2
talking
million.
about Mr. Diaz
work.
and Mr. Berguignan, I know they need insurance, but I say the old people like me. They are teenagers.
No. Adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Commissioner,
Commissioners, legislative, votamos comisionado. We can keep the dental, maybe, life.
what Commissioner Maronio is saying is that if there are other employees, and even beside Commissioner, that they are covered by already with
Yeah. Alternative insurance.
medical, I mean, you mean Medicare,
Yeah, help,
Medicaid,
help. Yeah.
that she's recommending that take, advantage of those plans to save money to the city. But that's a personal call, Commissioner. I cannot
Yeah, I know, but that's my
enforce, absolutely.
idea. I don't use it anyway. I don't need it.
Okay, so are we ready for my list?
I don't mind, go ahead.
No, I want you to you already have all your comments. I will expose. First, I would like the Mayor Lopez to be here tonight and ask him if are we giving raises to the non-bargaining unit employees on this budget?
I think so.
Well, I
They,
think that
they,
I think it's
they've been
5%
budgeted,
across.
okay? Nevertheless, due to our cash flow challenge, okay, we're trying to prioritize everything, and we're trying to ensure that we provide vital and necessary services while meeting payroll as well.
okay. This is what I propose to, and I don't know if my colleagues agree with me. We have financial constraints and we are trying to amend them. So I believe that in this particular fiscal year, we shouldn't do those increases across the board. That those employees that are not part of the collective bargaining agreement should not receive those increases.
We have before us immediate decisions to make, such as, we have a contractual obligation.
If I may, Mr. President, if you can indulge me, allow me to look at that
To
particular
research.
issue, because when there has been, there are concerns that I have, so before you make any cuts that could have some potential problems
It
with
has
the
been,
contract. Let me analyze it.
customarily for since I've been here. But this is a serious,
For that very reason, if you can
Okay.
let me do some research
All right.
and hold off on that particular change so that I can look at the matter and advise you as to whether that will be a recommended course of action or not.
okay, so
Mr. President,
let's put it on hold.
question to this. When is possible if people pay more $50,000, discount 50%? Pay for a resolution. Estoy diciendo que las personas, a mi pueblo, que las personas que ganan más de $50,000 en esta ciudad, que empleados, se les debe de contar un 15%. ¿Cómo podemos hacer eso? Porque en mi pueblo nadie gana 50,000 pesos. ¿Qué podemos hacer ahí, señor Cuadra? Y estoy hablando para mi pueblo. Thank you, okay. Tell me.
And to the chair.
Commissioner?
Okay.
I think that the commissioner, we can cut
I-
the salary, half.
Really, I would like to finish, please, exposing
Okay,
all my points,
Well.
because we will never finish this.
You're right. It's okay.
Okay. Mr. Attorney,
Yes, sir.
is that legal that a non-city employee drive a city car?
I don't believe that there is any policy in place that allows that at the moment. So I mean, I will have to take a look at that, but I wouldn't think it. I'm not sure if there's a policy that prohibits it right now. However, I must tell you that there will be a practice that perhaps should not be followed for liability issues. I don't know the specifics or you know
Of that
involving your
particular-
question, but it will definitely be not a recommended practice for potential liability issues.
Okay,
If that is occurring, Mr. President.
yes. I want you to find out, if there is any provisions, because liabilities exist. If there is an accident and the person is not an employee, it's gonna be a liability to the city for that. I have some, let me go through the list of items like we did with Commissioner Bergignan, that besides being so long, I think that we are able to streamline the budget a little bit more. And I have some questions for Ricardo as well. We go to page number 7, line 21. Expense account. Did we touch that particular one last meeting?
As the commission,
Increase it back to.
we put it back to what it was, and you can
Okay.
see it here.
All right.
On your left-hand side, line item
Yes.
44.
No, but I want to be sure that that was covered, because I jotted down as well.
Just like I said,
Line 31 on the same page 7, that was taken care of as well.
14,000.
14,000.
Yes, okay. So if we go to page number 9, line 33,
R&M vehicles, sir?
yes.
Yes,
There is $1,000 there. I mean, on the last budget.
yes.
Now, we're gonna have less cars, less employees, and we have an increase of $750.
We, following the commission amendments, we listed it, and as you can see,
500, yeah.
Okay, $500.
we reduced it to $500,
Okay,
okay?
I'm sorry that I had those
No, no,
marks.
we reduced it to $500, and in fact, that is a concern, because gas has to do with vital and necessary services, and as you very well know, until the city doesn't actually implement the fleet reduction that it plans to, we should have at least, we should budget ourselves to provide the proper gas. Otherwise, we're gonna have vehicles sitting there. So that's a concern. I addressed it with Mr. Bergignan.
But if
and-
Ricardo,
But we followed-
we are just spinning on the same issue. If we're gonna have less employees and we're gonna have less cars, it is impossible that we're gonna spend more gas.
It's being implemented.
Okay, good. So
I
we
mean-
move forward.
Yes, okay.
Okay, we go then to page 11, and I have a question on line 43 there.
That's what I
And it's,
have.
well, that's the one that
Yes.
we touch, and then we have to
I believe
move
that
forward.
I provided Commissioner Barreto with the breakdown and the figures as well.
That's
okay.
a truck rental, remember?
Yes. Well, that's not a breakdown. You mentioned several things that are included in those 18,000, but you don't say what amounts belong to truck rental, what amounts belong to
No, I don't have the amount.
parking fees. What parking fees? I don't know.
She made that request tonight, and I said that just like we did today, you will get the breakdown
Okay,
with the figures
perfect.
first
All
thing.
right.
Okay.
So now we have on page 12, line item 50, professional fees, miscellaneous legal. They were $4,500 before, and they were eliminated. So now we have also professional fees, other,
That's what I asked, remember?
okay, those are the 220 with the grant.
I have provided Commissioner Barreto not only a breakdown,
This is Ramos.
but
Okay.
every single
Miles
figure,
and-
so that you
Now-
know exactly
Okay.
how that is budgeted.
When we
Then on the same page 12, we have number 54, professional fees outside legal labor. What do we mean by outside fees? And it's not, it is in blank, there is no budget whatsoever, there is no monies.
In an effort to be frugal, I guess.
Okay.
But it could necessarily be, and you could correct me, sometimes the city gets challenged by an employee, and we need a specialized
Outside counsel.
outside counsel.
There are many matters where that could be needed, Mr. President. Any matters that go beyond just run-of-the-mill cases where you're talking about protracted litigation that perhaps may not be covered by our plan. It could also involve some appellate matters. Right now, the only thing we have at this point, and it's something that I want to go ahead and bring to the attention of the commission, and it's something that Commissioner Maroño was asking yesterday, and I confirmed. The only thing that at this point is will require outside counsel,
Specialized
counsel, in my opinion, is basically the zoning matter that is appealed at the 11th Judicial Circuit Court. My reasoning for that is the following. Mr. Gil Pastoriza is our zoning consultant. He was familiar with that particular application, that particular case. He was also the sitting city attorney when the matter came before this commission. I believe there's also another outside counsel for the appellee involved in the case. For that reason, I wanted to inform the commission that at the next regular meeting, I will bring an item relative to that outside counsel. That will be before this commission, the first meeting in October. Along with a legal memo that provides the details. The only reason why I'm relaying this to you, not only is it timely as you look at this line item, but it's also a question that Commissioner Maroño had asked. And in fact, the extension of time that you asked me, Commissioner, is on behalf of the city by Mr. Pastoriza.
So on that particular item, it is like always when we wanted to have the annexation that we pay Mr. DeGrande for.
There are special matters where
Special
outside
matters.
counsel is required.
So I probably was a little bit too, I would like to add to that line item $150,000.
Which line, sir?
It is page 12,
Got it, yeah.
line 54,
84.
line item 541633.
Mr. President,
How much you say?
150,000.
I'd like to remind you that we have a $1.2 million to work.
Sir, let me finish,
Okay,
please.
okay.
I know. So I have a question for you, Ricardo.
Yes,
We are saving so much on IT and computers, and the line 56, 544047, computer and software maintenance agreement. By agreement, do we have to, we had $10,000 on that line item, and now we have almost $80,000.
okay.
Is that contractual?
It is, some of them is, and remember that now because we went through the new budget format, some of these expenses were concentrated, some of them were segregated.
Okay. We continue them to line item on page 12, number 61, 544646, repairs and maintenance vehicles. As I said before, we're gonna have less vehicles.
Introduce it.
That was
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, they got it in the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
70-50.
Yeah.
It is on the list,
Yeah,
sir.
that's in the
Okay.
list.
Okay. And if I may, I also believe that it's also a significant number. Okay, it may put the city in a very difficult position when it comes to handling its fleet. It is an aging fleet.
That is being cut half in half.
Okay.
So let's move to item on page 12, line 65, 546, 852.
We increase it.
Yeah, we-
Okay, that one that
That's good.
we increase it. Okay.
It's on your list.
Line 14.
What page?
I mean page 14,
Okay.
line 34.
Yes, we
We got it.
That we cut it to
50.
Okay.
Again, I am concerned about our
We
ability.
discussed that last meeting as well,
Okay.
Ricardo.
Okay.
Suarez took care of 43, right?
The bank
And
fees,
62,
Bank fees, yeah.
utility electricity, so we continue to next page 24. Page 24. Line 85. This was a part-time position and without any need was created a full-time position. And that reports $43,474 to the city. I would like to remove line item 513525. And it adds extra $43,000 to the city.
5.3, 525,
525.
004?
004?
Page 24,
Yeah,
line 85,
okay.
line item 513525.
004.
004, that's what I want to say.
Hold on.
It's 004, see?
004,
Okay,
pardon.
great,
I
okay,
don't know where I
got
got
it.
it from. We go to page 27. Line 58. And we go again here to, it's line item 544146. And it's a question for Ricardo. This is administration and human resources. We never had any monies, I think, on that line item, and now we have $4,295.
Again, when you don't see your proposed or adopted column right to the next, as we used to have it, is because
It's a
it is
different
It's
format.
the first time. It doesn't necessarily mean that the cost increased. However, that it was segregated, and this is the way it's going. This is according to the new format. This is how
Okay.
it's going to fall. How the expense is going to fall.
And you discussed this with the human resources supervisor?
Ma'am, Mr. President, we sat down with each and every
Okay.
one of your directors.
No,
division
I
manager,
didn't have any
section
cuts.
heads.
I just wanted to be sure
Of
that.
course we did. We sat down with every director, division manager, section head.
Now, on line 69 on the same page 27, item 547652,
Mhm.
supplies and special events holiday.
Okay.
We have supplies and special event
Yes, sir.
holidays
I was looking
at
at
the
that
senior
tonight.
center.
We have all of that. Halloween,
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
But that's not on Parks and Recreation as well?
thanks. Okay,
I don't want double impacts,
No,
not to
no.
mention.
Yeah.
no, right. Remember that the Human Resources Department has different engagements every year, such as open enrollment, and they provide refreshments.
All right, okay.
We have
okay.
lunch and learn.
Lunch
Yes,
Very much.
that's a nice one. I've been there for many times. All right, so let's move to line item. Okay, go to page 33. And I want to reiterate, Ricardo,
Yes.
that I made a note here on page 30 because I see that was the IT position that we eliminate.
Yes.
That please provide me,
I already made a note.
please, all right.
And me too, please, because,
All the commissioners are gonna have the same question.
Everybody has all the information. When we request that one information, would you please give
All
it
of
to
them,
all
everybody.
the commissioners?
Okay.
And to
Thank
the
you.
city attorney myself as well.
Yeah, okay.
So we know what you're talking about at the meetings.
Okay, on page 20, did I pass that?
33.
27?
33.
We're on 33, right?
Right.
Yes.
I need to start marketing. Line item, line 37,
We already
Page 20.
reduced it.
33.
3352. We reduced that.
okay,
Hold on. If I may, Mr. President.
go ahead.
Okay? We took a hard look at this, and it's not on your list for the following reason. If you still like us to add it, we will, but I felt that we owe you, that you needed more information. Okay, number one, this is a
That's
reimbursement.
what line is that
This is
one?
on page 33, line 37.
Okay,
You had asked us to budget $3,352 in lieu of the $9,302. The reason why we didn't make that change because there are special circumstances. This is a law enforcement vehicle that is used by the city, and the monies are reimbursable. Therefore, it is almost mandatory to provide vital and necessary services.
What are we talking about?
any comments on that one, Mr. Attorney?
Miscellaneous memberships?
I will show the attorney.
I don't know what he's talking about.
It was $4,000,
Expenses, 37.
and then it went up $9,302.
Mr. President, it's entirely up to the commission. I think that what the finance director was just trying to be prudent in telling you that is a law enforcement function. It deals with one particular vehicle that has a special purpose, and for that reason, the change that you originally that the commissioners were originally requesting, which is to lower it by $10,000 and funding only $3,352 of the proposed budget of $13,352. That the amount of $3,352 would not be sufficient to be able to operate that vehicle that has very specific and key purposes for law enforcement.
Plus, the monies
So-
are reimbursable.
So what was the 13,352?
You
Yes.
you
The
had
change
asked-
wasn't made.
So
the change was not
it's,
asked.
so
That's
it's
the
the way
only
it is.
thing-
No, we leave it
Right.
like that. Okay. We leave it
And
like that.
and just to reiterate, the 13,352, Mr. Finance Director,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mendez, the 13,352, the city is reimbursed.
That is a reimbursable amount.
So that doesn't affect
So it's a
us
wash, in other
whatsoever.
words.
Yes.
That,
Okay.
that covers
Thank
the
you.
special purpose operations.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney,
law
and thank you, Ricardo.
Okay.
Okay, let's move to line 40 on the same page, 33. And that increased for by $2,200. I would leave it at $5,000 so we can have $2,200 extras there.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. What line item are you talking about?
40, 541633.
Okay, what would you
Leave
like
it
to
the
do?
same at $5,000.
So,
And we have extra $2,200 there.
so leave 5,000 as adopted.
Yes.
Okay.
Page 34. Line 55. motorcycles.
Mr. President, just
Yes.
for clarification,
Yes, sir.
number
55.
40.
Mm-hmm.
The final figure, Mr. President, that you won there is 5,000, correct?
Yes, that's
Not
what-
not bump it to the 72.
exactly, yes.
Yeah,
To leave
so
it
so
in
it's
5,000.
the prior years rather than the
Yeah,
proposed.
the same
budget.
adopted figure.
It's a yes.
Absolutely. So we are now on page 34, line 55, line item 544647. Is that repairs and maintenance? That's a brand new fleet of motorcycles. And it's $14,000. What kind of repairs are we gonna have in brand new motorcycles?
Again, we adopted that and we went by historical data.
By historical data?
Yeah.
In brand new motorcycles?
Uh,
Because last year it was the lease was renewed by brand new motorcycles.
Okay. I am not very familiar with the motorcycles fleet the city has. Nevertheless, I will look into it tomorrow and do my research and give you all of the information that you need before you make a decision and remove this fund.
No, I would like to put $5,000.
May I, Mr. President?
Yes, was.
It's very important, not for repair motorcycle. How many motorcycles have? How many? 10 or 5 or 8?
8 motorcycles, and then we have like four police patrols that were riding the
I know.
motorcycle lay off.
$5,000 is no money for repair.
Pero what repairs is a brand new car?
At some time, when you buy any car
No,
new, I have
imagine,
trouble.
I can't break my leg if I walk out, and
Okay.
maybe I
Okay.
never break it.
Mr. President.
That's my recommendation. It's up to you to approve it or not
My
to approve
initial, if these are Harley Davidson motorcycles, okay, any maintenance,
it. Ricardo, don't
Routine
lecture me on
Will
what
be
I
very-
know
very
since
pricey.
many years ago,
Okay.
please.
so,
I think it all depends on whether or not the leasing agreement that we have includes maintenance or does not include maintenance.
yes, sir, and that's one of the things I wanna
The
look,
leasing agreement, I know that includes maintenance.
okay?
So that's because I took that particular, decision.
So how much?
I will leave it to $5,000, and then you will have extra $9,000 for the budget.
5, 4, 4, 6.
It's brand new and service is included. It have to be a crash or something like that to. On the same page, 34, line item 60.
We reduce it.
We do that one.
208,000.
Okay, yes, okay. 62, some past operations. And I'm basing my decisions or my recommendations on facts. We're not gonna have so many cars on the street, and some pass is not gonna increase to that so much money. So I will leave it at $14,500.
14.5.
How much you say? 14?
$14,500.
Instead of 16,
62.
line item 62.
Yes, all possible.
Right,
Okay.
546,654.
Yes,
you know-
546,654.
Mr. President, in
Yes.
abundance of caution, I feel that it would be great if we could address this reduction through a budget revision. It could be budget revision number 1 after we have implemented these cost-cutting measures. In the meantime, we're the one who keep getting the bill. So, so 15,000?
14.
14?
14,500.
14,500? Okay.
Okay, so we move to, supply uniform is okay. These are already taken care of. we are paying in leasing for motorcycles $54,000 a year, including services. That because I decided or recommend that cut on maintenance, because we have that already included in the leasing agreement. We move to page 39. Line item 39. And here we have, building and zoning, we just got 3 brand new vehicles. And then for $4,500, we jumped to $11,000.
What number?
No, that's gas.
Line 39 on page 39, line item 544646, repairs and maintenance of vehicles.
We don't have before 6,000.
No.
Now they included.
6,000.
6,000 is the dollar figure.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything.
No, that's the
No,
variance.
14,
That's the
15,
variance.
yeah.
It
No,
was
14,
4,500, and now it went up to 11,000. The
That's
difference is
gasoline.
That's the gasoline.
$6,500.
So
That's gasoline.
But that's number 40, not 39.
No, that's. Oh, I'm sorry. That's gasoline. I'm sorry. I deviate my line. No, that's repairs and maintenance.
That's 39, right?
No. You're right. That's supplies and gasoline. I'm
Line
sorry.
39
Yes.
is
No, that's
the
okay. Gas, of
R&M
course,
vehicles.
is gonna continue.
So 39, we drop a 6,000.
No. It's okay. That one is okay. So we are in 39, 42. These are the impacts. It was office supplies for $1,800, and now it goes $6,400, $4,000 and almost $5,000 more a year.
Where is that, sir?
That's page 39, line
Item
42.
42.
Through the chair.
Yes, Commissioner
Please,
Suarez.
back to line 39. $6,000. I thought you started saying that they have brand new vehicles, and I stopped right there.
Yeah.
That wasn't your idea to try to reduce that repair $6,000 on brand new vehicles?
That's what I was looking at, because they are brand new. That's no gas. What I really want to do is to,
But it's not gas, it's 6,000, it's the line above, no? It's not
that's
gas.
repairs and maintenance.
Mr. President, if I may, if you recall, last year, the building department, we had to meet with them a couple of times. I believe the city attorney probably is aware of this information, I don't recall him being at the meeting, but where the building department was running out of supplies, sir. And remember that this is a self-supporting department. That's why you see that variance in there, which in terms, you're adding a couple of inspectors, the department activity and operations is increasing.
Let's
So,
take your recommendation, sir.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Appreciate it.
And thank you, Commissioner Suarez, but to clarify that I was referring to maintenance and repairs, not to gas intake.
Right.
Thank you.
President, just a couple of issues for the commission to be aware. In the past, I believe in the past meeting, we were having discussions as to the fees and the revenue that is generated by the building department. The building department, pursuant to state law, it's what is called an enterprise department. In other words, the fees that it generates basically pays for the operation of the department. However, and that is correct. In other words, you couldn't use building fees to fund other areas of the city. However, to the extent that the building department does not have its own HR function, for example, it would be permissible to utilize building fees to pay for their portion,
Of the-
prorated,
of the office
of the use of
supplies.
HR, and that includes even other areas, even legal.
No, there is more production of copies and all that due to the building
And
development.
the only reason why I'm saying that it is because, yes, this commission was under the impression that building fees could only be used to pay for building functions, and that is 100% accurate. But I'm also giving you the additional information that to the extent that there are functions performed outside of the building department that directly benefit the building department, it is permissible, as long as you are able to quantify it properly, for those functions to be paid for,
the
on
building.
a prorated basis from building department revenues.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. No, I understand, Ricardo. Okay, so let's move to page 46. I have questions. It's not that I'm deducting in every other. I have questions for you, Ricardo, that I want just to be clear about it. Well, this is the issue that the disparity that was established between 37,681 and 24,152 that our colleague Commissioner Suarez discovered, in which there is a difference of 13,529 and no 2429. But I think that is being corrected, or okay.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
I apologize.
No,
to the
that's-
department,
Hey,
and I'm
anybody
sorry.
can make a
We send the corrected sheet, I believe, to everyone.
You are correct.
Thank you for pointing it out.
okay, on page 49, line 27. Page 49, line 27 or 22? No, 22. Communication and phone expenses. We have less phone expenses now. We have less employees, less telephones. And it increased by $2,400. I just wanted to leave it the way it was before. I have more cuts on that one because it's gonna be less than last year. But I would leave it at $6,300.
Again, we sat down with the director, okay? We checked our system, found out where we were, how much have we spent to the date that we projected this figure. So,
If we need more money, we can add it to in the budget review of the next
To
years.
Chair,
Yes.
How much saving is if we, the commissioners, giving back the phones? We can use our phones.
And besides.
That's something that you have to go and discuss
every
with
fund is so that you have an idea, approximately $900 a year. A little
For
bit
each
more,
person.
a little bit less. Ballpark.
Those are things that we can consider
About
Monday.
$75 a month.
But the cell phones are right above. The cell phones.
Right, no, but she's asking for, that's a different question.
Commissioner.
Through the chair. When I first
Where
started,
these,
I asked that same question. When I first started in the commission here 4 months ago, and I was advised to get the city telephone because that is public record.
Records.
Yes,
And if we get into any problem, which we don't want to get, but you never know,
exactly.
and we are
Right.
requested the phone that we use, and we say I use my personal phone, I have to relinquish my personal phone with all my love conversation to my wife,
Yes,
to my
It's
kids,
correct,
Yes.
sir.
because
Yes.
it has public record from the city. I have to surrender my phone.
Yes.
That is absolutely,
Sometime-
you're absolutely
sometime
correct.
they-
Excuse.
Perdón, Mr. President, I'm sorry.
So bottom line, I recommend strongly I do all my business on the phone through the city phone since I heard that advice.
Yes.
yes,
I
I agree.
feel
And I
the
even-
same way.
I told you the
Myself.
other day, Ricardo,
Hmm?
to take back my phone, but no, I'm gonna keep it for that the same reason.
Mr. President?
Call it confidentiality.
Yes, I want to echo what Commissioner Ward just mentioned, that it's sound advice, it's a sound recommendation. I just want to kind of point out to you that I believe the line item that in question does not pertain to cellular phones. I
No.
believe it pertains to line lights because the cellular phones are the item right above it.
Right.
Oh, communication cells,
Yeah,
yes.
you're correct. But while he was talking about one particular line, she asked that question.
So let's correct line 22. Let's leave it the way it is, not to affect maybe the other regular funds that the city has adopted.
So you say leave it in $8,000?
Leave it $8,709.
Wait. You are
That's line 22 on page 49.
right.
We leave it
That's-
the way it was, $8,709.
6,300.
No,
No.
8,709.
The
Don't
proposed
change
budget.
it.
Okay, just leave it.
Leave it the way it is, yes. Commissioner Duaso.
Not forgetting.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I say not forgetting.
Okay. Line 25
Mhm.
on page 49.
Mhm.
Pest control. It went from $3,500, Ricardo, to $7,740.
Again, we go by historical data, and let me tell you something about this particular line item. We have to think about the consequences. If they don't do regular pest control in
I
certain
know.
city facilities,
That I know. In the
we-
senior center in particular.
There you go.
And this is also probably a consolidation
Of all the, okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
Okay.
So we leave it the way it is, $7,740.
Thank you.
Page 49, line 31.
30. Building maintenance.
Building and maintenance, this is a double.
Okay. Again, we sat down with our building
Most
department
buildings
team.
are repaired.
Mhm. Before we make any further reductions to this line item, give us an opportunity to get back to you tomorrow. I'll sit down with the building department director, with their team, because the facilities are getting older. Okay, and we're getting bills, and we're gonna need to repair and maintain.
Ricardo, if there is an advocate for beautification and repairs and keeping good shape, the city hall was totally overhauled. The maintenance department, the Mascanosa, the senior center, that's all the buildings that we have. And I don't think that we need so much money, double the money for repairs and maintenance in building.
Mr.
So,
President,
yes.
just to caution, this it appears to also be a
A
consolidation.
consolidation of
A
those.
consolidation is not gonna include
Be-
$18,000.
Before you used to have an account specific to different buildings, specific to City Hall,
Yes.
specific to Mascanosa, specific to the senior center.
And now with this new format,
So
we
you mean that
centralize.
these
We have some
$18,000 will
offices
cover
and
all
offices.
It
the
may very
buildings?
well be, because one of the things that some of the costs are centralized, and this may be one of them. If we defund this line item, then there may not be money to maintain some facilities. But I will be happy to find the facts for you in the morning.
I will leave it. I will leave it at $10,000 instead of 18.
All right, let me find it. 544.
$10,000. Let's go on page 49, line item 34, line 34.
Page
Repairs and maintenance vehicles again. $30,000.
Again, because of the aging fleet, sir. And again, I think that in abundance of caution, we should start making these reductions once the cost-cutting measures or initiatives have been implemented.
Ricardo, we're gonna have like 20 less cars. It is impossible that suddenly all the cars are gonna get broken.
If you look at this, is almost This is not a significant.
Okay, my recommendation is to leave it at $25,000. 544646, $25,000. And then on the same page 49, line 41, this is a question besides trying to recommend any cuts. Supplies janitorial.
Yes.
It was nothing last fiscal year, and now we have $9,000.
No, because again.
This is consolidated among all the facilities?
There you go.
Good, so I have no questions there. We leave it at 9,000. That was 41. Then page 51, line 17. I believe and I'm convinced that this position was closed by this administration, and I wanted to bring back that position to the budget.
Mr. President,
Yes,
I believe that in the,
to fund that position.
I believe that the document that Mr. Mendez
Include that
provided
one?
you includes all the folks that were laid off, including this position, I believe. Is that correct?
There were 2 rounds, 2 phases, and it includes both phases.
So I believe Mr. Mendez had brought everyone back. I most caution.
I don't have a number there.
No, it's not.
No, that position is not bad. So my recommendation is that should be included as well.
How about number 33, says administrative system maintenance?
Through the
Big
chair.
hour.
Oh, that's the one, yes.
That's that one? I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes, that's
Okay.
the one, yes.
Through the chair.
It's here.
541
It's already there.
220003. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
What I think that if someone is speaking, it should be, I know I am not deaf, I can hear, and I will give you the floor. Go ahead, sir.
What are the basis of your recommendation to fund that position again?
That it was extremely dysfunctional, that particular office, and after that position was open and that person was there, everything was very organized, everything was very streamlined, and very little errors were included in that department.
Thank you.
To the chair. And after she leave, everything is wrong, the departments work, thorough. Well,
I
they can
don't,
do it.
I don't want to bring those issues at this moment, Commissioner, because I don't want to disclose comments from the more negative than what we have so far.
But you can do it, you do it, right?
No, I don't do that.
Yes, you do it.
Okay, line item 49. I mean, page 49, 37.
Page
49, page 1 lakh.
No, I'm sorry. Page 52, line 24. And here we go again here now on Parks and Recreation. We have more termites and $15 more $100. You just told me that in those 9,000, all the pest control was consolidated, and now we have more.
Well, some or most, okay? This is very, if you see the amount here, $1,500, I recommend that we leave that. We not only do
I will
pest
leave it
control-
because I think that this in particular refers to the senior senate, that we have to be in compliance
Right,
to a very strict regulation. Okay.
thank you, sir. And remember, we're not only in indoor facilities, but outdoor facilities that the parks may have. We
Okay.
gotta treat.
Line 28.
Mhm.
No, that's a question. Repairs and maintenance building. Now we have $10 more $1,000 here.
What page, sir?
That's page 52,
Line 28.
line 28.
We have,
Oh, went down.
we have
Oh,
down.
we
have
actually reduced it by $3,500.
And that's precisely what I'm asking.
We were trying to make cuts wherever we could.
Okay. No, because if I'm interested in making recommendations to court, I am also interested in recommending some line items that have to be increased because of the need.
Let me tell you some of the things we did. Okay, let's look at our system. How much have we paid to date? And then if we had paid and how much have we budgeted in that previous year? And if we had paid substantially less, then we made an adjustment downward to make a more accurate projection. And this is probably what
And
happened.
this is
here.
another question that I have on page 53,
Yes.
and I'm almost done, my colleagues. On the Parks and Recreation aftercare.
Yes.
In the aftercare, we have $2,100 that we never had, probably because of the new budgeting
The new format.
and all that.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm extremely concerned because the kids needs to be taken care of, and sometimes they are left. They have lunch at 12. Their parents drop them up at the park, and they don't see a juice or they don't see any kind of snack until they are going taken back home. And I don't want that to be ignored. Page 61. And that's 34. Professional fees others on the senior center. It went from $4,000 to $9,120. $5,120 more. Which I think is, but I want to see why. I thought that Robert was gonna be here tonight.
What I would like to do to give you the best answer is follow up with Robert, our senior
Okay.
center director, and we'll send you an email.
Okay, We'll do
Nevertheless, remember that all of these expenses related to the senior centers may be reimbursables. For
no,
instance-
I understand, and I
Okay.
don't want to affect
Right.
the seniors at all.
Right.
Okay, so I have questions in 6135 as well, professional fees music. That was a question that Commissioner Suarez had also. It was 4,000, then 9,120, but then Robert had those mixed fundings for these for 3 or 4 different issues.
We clarify the issue, I believe.
Okay,
Last time.
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
Besides that, Mr. Attorney, I want your help. I think that we had like $162,000 in cuts in those items. I want you to, and I propose a pay cut of 10% for every position non-covered by the collective bargaining agreement. And I want to find out if that's at first it's legal and it's procedural. To cut
A
10%
reduction of 10%
on all the supervisory positions, yes.
supervisory positions.
May I?
Yes, Commissioner. And before you go forward, and I think that Commissioner Duaso was also concerned about the high salaries that supervisory position had.
Let me just go ahead and look at the issue, and I will get back to you and copy the rest of the commissioners on the suggested course of action, sir.
May I, Mr. President?
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Maybe you have problem from PBA?
No, but
50% for
supervisory
every-
positions, but
Supervisor,
not covered by the
Supervisor.
union. They are not covered by the
Not by the
union.
union. Okay.
to the chair.
Go
I
ahead.
consider to my recommendation insurance and commissioner salary.
beg your pardon?
Commissioner salary cut in half or maybe 20%?
No.
It's
And
it's
insurance, is- whatever they can, if they can, if they have another insurance, don't use it, city insurance, health insurance only.
yes, Commissioner Maronio, you're making the recommendation you made earlier that those individuals, employees or supervisor or any member of this commission that has alternate health coverage, you are suggesting that they perhaps voluntarily forego the city's health insurance coverage in order to effectuate some savings. And yes, that that I spoke to the HR manager, and you saw, I believe, a copy in the email in her reply. Relative to the commission's monies included even in the expense accounts, it's up to the commission. The commission can go ahead and
But Monday was ratified to leave it the way it was by the whole commission.
again, yeah, you can go ahead and adjust these numbers whenever you like. You made that adjustment, you may revisit that or any other adjustment you've already
No, I
made.
saw it here.
Yeah, we cut the expenses for
We cut the expenses.
commissioners.
Okay, Commissioner, request the floor, please.
You may
We
revisit
discussed that on Monday.
between now and Monday. Now or Monday, you may revisit any of the items that you've suggested changes, including the commissioner expense account or any other item. You
All
may
right.
revisit at any time.
Thank you.
So those are the issues, but before I finish, and Ricardo, this is food for thought. We have a deficit of 1.2.
Yes.
If we're able to sell the lot that we spoke about last meeting, for that alone would take care of the 1.2 because it's gonna leave the city with 1.5 or 1.2 million dollars for the budget. And if we're able to outsource the trolley service, that's a $500,000 probably. Or not quite, because it's gonna incur in some expenses, but at least it's gonna be $250,000 or $300,000 in savings if we outsource those services. So if that could be, if the mayor, the administration can go ahead and put that lot for sale, I think that'll be extremely impacting in a positive manner to our city budget.
Mr. President, if I may, I urge you to look at every city's contractual obligation. We do have other significant contractual obligations that we ought to meet, and those initiatives are wonderful. It's just I think it's in the best interest of the city to do everything based on priorities. So again, if you like to come by, I thought you were coming by yesterday.
I couldn't make it.
I'll be more than happy to
Believe
sit
me.
down with you and go over the spreadsheet and show you all of the city's contractual obligations and brief you 100% so that you know firsthand what the priorities are.
Okay. Commissioners? Commissioner Yanni?
Okay. This is just a suggestion. I'm not saying that, that it could be done. It's just an idea. Is there any way that instead of selling those lots that we have, can we get some money, like loans against those lots?
But then you have to play with the interest.
I don't think so.
Well,
I was
more than me
thinking to
about
rent it. For sure, there are people that might rent it, but let's say that they rent it for, I don't know, it's like 3 acres, 2 acres and a half for parking for $3,000 a year, 33,000. No, that wouldn't
I
make
think-
it right now.
May I?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay, I used to work in a bank. The best solution for this crisis that we have is to sell the piece of land that we have close to the Dolphin Mall And also that piece of land that we have in 3 Street Southwest and 112.
11,000.
Yes.
Because we need the money, we don't need to get more loan, we don't need to rent it. At the present time, we cannot build anything on that land. So, is any way that we can, I don't know if in this meeting, if we can do something about it.
In regards to the one lot, if I may,
Both
Mr. Attorney,
lot.
I think the commission
Yes,
took
fine.
action a couple of weeks ago.
But to take action,
I believe there was consensus as far as the lots across the street from the maintenance department to go ahead and look to sell those. Now, you could go ahead, if the commission so desired, and budget for the potential profit that may come of those sales. I know that, and I'm going by the numbers I think that the mayor mentioned, which you repeated. I believe the mayor conservatively believed that we could possibly generate between $1 million to $1.2 million in profit. Because I believe the lot, what's owed is between $900,000 and $1 million, and I believe that the estimate at that point was that it could be sold. And I know it was not a number that came through any appraisal, but the number that was floating, I believe, was between with
2 to
after
2.5.
paying the $900,000 or so, that the city could experience a profit of somewhere between $1 or $1.2 million. The commission could choose to budget that as a foreseeable sale in the upcoming budget year. You could do that. Same thing for the other lot that I
The other
believe.
lot.
The number that was thrown at that time was probably between 80 and 90. I'm going off by memory.
That's what the mayor says.
Again, you can go ahead and choose to budget for that, but I caution you that
Yes, but
that
that's-
they have to be realistic figures so we can go ahead and have a good budget.
If I may,
Ricardo.
Mr. President,
The 180 is in here
For the lot?
for that lot, yeah.
it takes
It's in here.
time to sell and it takes time to close. So we must be aware that there is a time frame, number one. Number two, land is precious. I like to analyze this in depth. Perhaps the optimum alternative is to sell, like you all have mentioned. Maybe there are other alternatives. Before I render a professional opinion, I would like to analyze and look at this in depth to see what is, in my opinion, in the best interest of the city.
Mr. President,
Go ahead.
how much is in the bank account at the present time? Do you have any ideas?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we update every day.
1.2.
Actually, this was updated today in the morning, okay? Our funds available as of today are $976,595.17. We had account receivables through yesterday of $1,239,568, and our accounts payables due to date are in the order of $1,103,771 without counting the red light cameras, which are about $553,000. So to answer your question directly, $976,595.
When the taxes, the revenue from the taxes is coming to the city?
Last year, revenue keeps coming in every day. If you don't mind, I don't have
I would like
additional
to have a
copies,
copy
but
that
I like
everybody's
to
supposed to have
I would
that
like to
too.
give this to the commission, and I will email you one tomorrow. We keep getting revenue every day. Today we got about $41,000 in total that is still not there. Sometimes we get 100, but the most significant, for instance, such as the ad valorem and the solid waste collection fees come until December. I remember, Mr. President, last year on my birthday on November 28, we got about $1.2 million a part of the ad valorem. So these are the most difficult months for the city, September, October, and November.
Yes.
Really, there are 2 months that we have to do
Navigate.
something.
Yeah, that-
Right, where we
The
have to
money is
manage our
coming.
cash and prioritize our payments, because first and foremost, one of the biggest priority is to meet our payroll. And that's what we have
How
been.
much is the payroll?
It depends, when it's at the end of the month, when some union dues we ought to pay at the end of the month, it's about 340,000.
Including with all the people that they lay
Those are
off?
included in it.
No. Right now, our next projected payroll is about $310,000 without including the people that were laid off.
Okay, we have to do something about the piece of land across the street of Dolphin Mall. The last time in the meeting,
It
I
should
told
be
the
already on
mayor,
prayer list.
So, we have to do something. That's one of the best resolutions that we have now to take care of the crisis that we have in the city.
Didn't the commission instruct the mayor to?
Yes.
look
I
into
don't
that
know what
matter?
happened.
Okay, one of the first things
mayor
that I
don't
would
show
do
up.
is to get a professional appraiser.
Okay, how are you going to get the professional?
I guess
Have to be the mayor.
it has to be the mayor, he's the chief executive.
They don't have to add,
Hmm?
they don't have to add to get a realtor?
Not necessarily.
If the city gets a realtor, though, it could get an appraiser an appraisal
At no
at no
cost.
cost. Okay, and sometimes I recommend a realtor because of the exposure. They have the system. They put the property on the MLS, and therefore it's exposed to
Okay,
thousands.
I would like to ask, Mr. Attorney, what is needed for the RFP for the trolleys?
At this point, I have not received any RFP to be reviewed for legal sufficiency before it goes out. So I would have to check with administration
Okay.
where we are with that.
Because-
What I did do, Mr. President, is immediately after the commission discussed that, I went ahead and I sent the old RFP and the addendums that went out with it. And I recommended to administration to go as a starting point to go ahead and use that and incorporate the addendums into the RFP. As of now, I have not received any draft to be reviewed for legal sufficiency. So I will double check.
Thank you, sir. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
There is a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Maronio,
Second.
second by Commissioner Yanio. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned at 9:54 p.m. Thank you, everyone.